Hello and welcome to the Villagers Chit Chat. Today we shall have a discussion over role of media in democracy. Before going into this topic, let's have an overview on this particular topic. First, let's understand what is media. Media is simply the full plural form of medium. Okay, medium means what? There is a platform through which what is happening. There are different informations. There are different newses which are being disseminated through a particular platform, and that particular platform is nothing but media. And what is democracy? Democracy, it is very simply make understood by Abraham Lincoln that democracy simply is by the people, of the people, and for the people. So, why we are linking this media with the democracy? See, democracy means what? People have the sovereignty. Okay, sovereignty means people have the ultimate power to make decisions in all aspects or governance aspects. They are supposed to elect their political leaders. So in order to make proper decisions, they need to have proper understanding over the entire system. And in order to have proper understanding over the entire system or regarding various issues and event, there is a crucial role of media. So when media which disseminate right kind of informations, people will think about that particular information disseminated by media. When this is analyzed in a proper way, the opinion of the people will be in a appropriate, and they will make adequate decision by that. So that's why there is a huge role of media in democracy. Okay, so like after having a very basic things regarding the role of media in democracy, in order to have a proper discussions, in order to have a very intense discussion over it, we have here to Sanjeev, who is from Kuchinda College. He is a lecturer, and Alok Chandrabarik, he is a economics teacher. So let's have an intense discussion over this particular topic. So what do you say about the media? This role in democracy?
Media is nowadays media is creating a very important role in terms of democracy. First of all, media is taking one type of responsibility to educating the people. If people will understand the media in actual manners, automatically they will be educated in a proper way. And the second thing is provide, as you have told, that provide information to the people. And media is providing the information. And people may be collect or may not be collect. That is their business, whether they want to get the information or they don't want. So I suppose to say that the media nowadays media is not providing many channels, many news channels. They are not providing the correct information. They are doing their works for industrialists or particular political parties also, and it is creating a very negative impact towards the people mind. Now they think that what the news channel is broadcasting nowadays, and that is the right information they are getting. But what is going on at the behind of the news channels, they don't have proper idea. That's why it's a most important and most thing need to change about the news channels. They are doing the work for a ruling party.
All right. So it's fair enough. So now this over to Sanjeev. Okay, give your opinion regarding the role of media.
Okay. As you just just give the introduction part. So mainly we just focus it about what is the actually basic the media. So as there is no such in earlier, there is no such proper this type of media is there in earlier. So as article in 19, there is a provision of the freedom of speech. So in the freedom of speech, that provide to the mainly all the basic the people actually. So that is the media actually. There is freedom of press or freedom of speech is there. So the crucial point is that of the media is that So getting information and as well as getting the education and getting entertainment also provide entertainment also. In the case of, as you mentioned, a couple of points like your education part or your information part. So we're just discussing about the what is and where how how the media is provide the entertainment.
You mean to
So-
say, besides of educations and informations,
Yeah.
media should provide basic entertainment to the people.
Yeah.
Okay, you are right.
Okay, all right. So fair enough. So as you mentioned, you have rightly mentioned the Article 19A. Okay, Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A.
Yeah.
Okay. So this particular article that talks about the freedom of speech and expressions, right? When there is no separate or specifically, it has not mentioned the freedom of press, but it like invisibly it indicates that it is also rights of the press and media industry to express their speech and expressions. Okay. So the thing is that we have already given freedom, but the thing is that now the question arises whether the media industry actually raising the voice for the people. When you are entitled or you are enshrined with the right of freedom of speech and expressions, whether media is doing its duty and responsibility in a fair or in a honest way or not. That is the primary questions that we have to discuss upon.
You mean to say create awareness, what is good and what is bad among the people.
See, Gandhiji has told one thing, right? Media can never be a commercial industry. Media is always a service. Media sector is always should be a service. Okay, but the thing is that now the media sector that we witness is completely commercial oriented.
Yeah.
Okay, hardly you can find such kind of news channels or newspapers or other platforms. They are actually they are doing for in a service motive. Hardly you can find such kind of platforms. They are actually working for the service of the people. And so it is the and different aspects are also inherent in this particular logic that when a news channels or a newspapers is being owned by an industrialist or a like politicians, you can hardly or you can it is very difficult or it is very difficult for the media industry to work in a very fair manner. Okay,
you
that
mean
is
to
also
say-
that is also their compulsion.
To, you mean to say finance motives, they are doing their works right now.
Yeah.
So,
See, if I would say in one sentence, like before independence, what was happened? Like this phrase has one goal. Okay, how to achieve independence. That is the primary. That was the primary goal of the press. And for that reason, every press like owned by Raja Rajmohan Rai, take for example, or Ambedkar or Mahatma Gandhi, they were in a completely in a service motive. Okay, so they were their ultimate aim to how to outburst the British Empire from this country and to how to serve the people in a right manner. Okay, they shown a particular direction through it we could able to achieve independence. But the thing is that after independence, the press or media industry that become professionalized, and when it becomes professionalized, people started thinking it as a livelihood source of livelihood. Okay, by which and later part in after 1991, what happened? We liberalized our system, we globalized our system. So commercial element entered to our sector. So as it influenced all other sector apart from media. So media also media also not stayed away from this particular influence. So that is the why it has very much commercialized after this LPG, but LPG principles that we have adopted in 1990s.
so
So one of the major important function or major important role of the media is that it is a watchdog. It is a watchdog role.
Right.
So as you know that watchdog in our commonly in our village there is a man called Chokidar.
Right.
Chokidar was there.
Right.
So as in that village the responsible was in the hand of the Chokidar.
Right.
So as we know that it is a watchdog. So watchdog is refers to that in that we just saying that media is a watchdog. So watchdog in the sense of your public property. So that's why the main role of the media is that it is a watchdog for the public property.
For the
So it is
country.
one of the crucial
Even
role of
they
the
say
media.
whatever the situations will be happens in remote corners of the any places,
Yeah.
and the media should podcast that thing.
Yeah.
But is it going on right now?
Right.
Mm.
Is it going? It is
Like,
not.
No.
Going.
Yeah,
That's
you
I
have,
am also
yeah,
saying.
you have raised a nice point,
Mm.
but like when you see the mainstream media, especially you talk about,
Yeah.
mainstream media hardly cover those issues which are related to remote or rural areas, or which concerns people like who are farmers, who are laborers, who are marginalized people, who are socially educationally backward people. They are hardly covered in the entire media scenario. And the people who are highly sophisticated, who have huge influence in the society, like your politicians, or you say film industries people, or you say like different people at cricketing industry, cricketing fraternity. So those people are usually they get huge coverage, okay. And the people who are supposed to get coverage and who needs the help of the media to raise their voice, they are not getting such kind of platforms to raise their voice. So mainstream media is completely ignoring those people.
What the role should be done by the media for the democracy? Is it doing properly or not doing?
Not at
Yeah,
all.
not at all.
Not at all.
So as you just discussed about the several points like your education parts, your information parts, and your what? That is your entertainment part. But as
Entertainment partly words solved.
Yeah.
It is going on.
But what about the information and education part?
yeah, it is mainly is supposed to do by the media, but it is not doing so much. In
Now people think that whatever they say that is true. What we see from the television now, people think it is totally true fact. Now, whether it is false news or true news, that is another matter. That's why they are going at the right track. That they are unable to select a proper
Right.
candidate.
Mm.
That is create a negative impact towards the democracy.
When you are neglecting right kind of issues in the media platforms, people are not able to think what is the reality of the society. Whatever is shown in the media, that is very much influenced by several propaganda by political parties or by commercial interest of different industrialists, due to which the media is not doing its own duty and responsibility that it's supposed to. So these are the primary things.
So actually, there must be a investigative democracy. Investigative democracy means as there is a hampers of the public property rights now. The politician mainly, the several industrialists, they are just capture the public property rights now. That's why the media should be investigative. So
So it will. How can it will work properly?
See, the thing is that to answer your questions, how it could be what is the alternative solution to it? But to answer this particular questions, I should say that there needs to be a proper democratization of the media. Okay, democratization means what? Democratization means the ownership by the normal people. Okay, when media is owned by the entire mainstream channel is owned by, as I have already mentioned, either by politicians or by the industrialist people. Okay, but when you will democratize the entire media industry, democratize in which sense? Suppose take for example, there is a concept of citizen journalism. Okay, citizen journalism means like participation, or you can say participation of general people, general masses like us in this information disseminating platforms. Take for example the social media. Okay, so from you have created such kind of YouTube channels, because this is very like with a very few investment you can run such kind of. Today the digital platform has given, or we are blessed with so many platforms that we can easily run our own channels, right?
But
So the thing is that through your own channels, when the people, by being aware themselves or educating themselves, when they will raise voice for those people, which are actually the people who actually needs voice, like the labor or the farmers,
but
okay, or the or other vulnerable classes, okay, when they will get a platforms, and when people will reject those kind of media which are paid in nature, which are ultimately which are
TRP based. TRP
TRP
based.
based, okay, who are licking the what do you say, licking for the foods of this all these political classes and then the industrial classes. When the people will reject those particular media which are not working in a sincere way, and when they will go for the real sort of journalism, and when people will have the participation over there, then we can find alternative solution to it.
but those people who want to get such type of news and such type of informations, they are unable to get through the YouTube channels and any other things. Because reason is that they don't have such type of facility to get this type of information. Indirectly there was television to get the information, but for the television channels, there is no any YouTube and any other thing, so they are unable to get. But those people who are the smartphones, who have the smartphones, they are able to get the small type of information from Android sets.
Yeah.
So my point is, you didn't get my point. Okay, what I tried to mention that, suppose take, as I mentioned, the citizen journalism. Okay, citizen journalism means what? Suppose you find some mistakes by your own local authority. Okay, suppose Sarpanch is doing something wrong. Okay, and you know about that particular thing.
Yeah.
So you will have an active participation. You will disseminate right kind of information. That this kind of work is going on. Okay, our road is like this. Our hospital is like this. Our educational institution is like this. So when you will, being an educated person, when you will make effort from your side, then obviously your locality people will be aware.
I need to support from people, local people.
Definitely.
If
Yeah.
local people don't support to person like me and he,
Yeah.
but he and I can do many more things for people like them.
Mm.
But if support will not come from their side, no one person can't do anything.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the, you are just talking about the peoples and the media.
Mm.
But there is a question for me,
Mm.
that as we are know that there is a institution on the basis of your judiciary system. There is a bar council. Bar council over there.
Yeah.
If there is any fault, then there will be a bar association will decide
Mm.
whether it is bad or what is good. So actually, in that case of your communication, there will be a try institution over there.
Mm.
So in order to solve or resolve the problem, so in that basis, is there is any problem regarding your several news channel, right? Is there any institution?
Yeah, yeah. There is something called Press Council of India. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
PTI.
press, yeah. No, not PTI.
Not PTI.
Press Council of
Oh,
PCI.
PCI.
Okay. Press Council of India is there, already there, but the Press Council of India is not entrusted with this power to deal with all these people. Okay. It is not powerful organ. It is not constitutional, neither a constitutional body.
Autonomous body.
Not from
Not
the
a,
government
not,
side.
yeah, not a statutory body, neither a statutory, not a constitutional body.
Hmm.
It is not entrusted with the power so that it could deal. And people used to criticize this. This works like a toothless tiger.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is the people criticize this as a toothless tiger, and when the council is not empowered with such kind of things, that it will take action against the media industry. So the thing is that my point is that, and there is a contrary view to it also. When you will empower an institution to act against such kind of things, then there might be chances of violating the rights of the speech and expression. Okay, so this is the thing. So people like media industry might not be exercised. This will be like the power will be used in a wrong way. The media industry might not be use their exercise their right of freedom of speech and expression, and that is the primary concern behind it. So overall, the thing is that I think we should come to the conclusion.
Yeah.
Okay. Overall, I think after having a very intense discussion
Yeah.
over it, we get a conclusion that that media has a huge role to play in democratic setup, and in order to disseminate right kind of information, in order to educate people, in order to entertain people, media has a huge role to play. But actually, media is not doing its the things that it is supposed to do. It's not performing its duty in a proper manner, and that is why we have not achieve a very mature democracy. Okay, that is the primary concern. When media is play its role in a proper way, then people will be educated and people will be become mature enough to decide who is right or who is wrong for them. Okay, and another thing is that, as we already discussed, that we need to have a very participatory form in the media industry, and people needs to go to the citizenry platforms, and people have to have their own contributions in order to ever their own locality people. Otherwise, it is very difficult to be optimistic regarding the mainstream media that is going on right now. And people have to make their own effort from their own part, that by in order to aware their own people, by which when people themselves will take initiative to aware and educate people, then obviously the people will be aware ultimately, and we will have a very mature set of democracy in the future. Okay, and with this particular hope, I would like to conclude, and that's all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe our channels.
Yeah.